Students, in this question, we are asked to find the angle of intersection of the curve y equal to sine x with the x-axis. Now, if you were to study or draw the curve of sine x, the curve would be something like this, right? So they are asking you to find the angle of intersection of the curve with the x-axis. So this angle you have to find out. Okay, now there are a few things you have to know. First is you got to know the formula. We know that tan theta is equal to m1 negative m2 divided by 1 positive m1 times m2, where m1 is the slope of curve 1 and m2 is the slope of curve 2. Now curve 1 is given to be as y equal to sine x, and curve 2 is the horizontal line. Now you have to know that the slope of the horizontal line, that's the axis, right, is always equal to 0. This is an important point you have to know. And since I mentioned this, you should also know that the slope of vertical line is always undefined. Okay, this is just to give you an information that is connected with the topic of discussion. Okay, having obtained it, now let us consider y equal to sine x and find the differentiation dy over dx. Differentiation of sine x, when you differentiate sine x, you would get cos x. Okay, now we are expected to find, you have to know that the curve which I have drawn here will rise up like this, and there would again be an intersection. So the points where the line, or in other words, the points where the curve cuts the axis, those points occur at x is equal to n times pi, where n takes the value 1, 2, 3 and goes on. So you are expected to find the slope at x is equal to n pi. So that means you have to know what happens to cos n pi. Now we all know that cos n pi is negative 1 raised to the power of n. So you have to know this important information. Now this is my m1. I also know m2 is equal to 0. If I were to take this as 1, so therefore 1 can be rewritten as tan theta is equal to m1 is negative 1 raised to the power n, followed by m2 is 0 divided by 1 positive negative 1 raised to the power n multiplied with 0. Now this is equal to negative 1 raised to the power n. This is going to be 0, so you are having a division by 1. Now this is a modulus sign, that means you can rewrite this as modulus of negative 1 raised to the power n. Now no matter what value that n takes, n is equal to 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5, we know that for odd values of n this would be negative, and for even values like 2, 4, 6 and so on, this is going to be positive. But this entire quantity is present within the absolute sign. In other words, it is present within the modulus sign. That means the outcome will always be a positive value, and that value is going to be 1. So therefore I have obtained that tan theta is equal to 1 for all values. Now when I draw a sign like this, a V and a strike, it means for all values. Okay, for all values of n, this is the value. Tan theta is equal to 1, and theta is equal to tan inverse of 1. And this is only possible when theta is pi divided by 4, because tan 45 degrees tan 45 is equal to 1, right? So what does it mean? It means the angle of intersection of the curve y equal to sine x with the positive x-axis occurs at theta equals pi over 4. So that completes the solution for this question.